Welcome to the deep dive. This week, wow, what a week it's been. We're diving straight into, well, a whirlwind of AI stuff from Google I/O and Microsoft Build.
Yeah, both happened just last week, May 19th to 25th, 2025. And OpenAI dropped some news, too.
Exactly. So our mission for you today is basically to cut through all the announcements and figure out what really matters.
All right, what does it all mean? Not just for the tech world, but, for you, potentially in your everyday life. We're skipping the deep tech jargon.
Yeah, focusing on the practical side. What can these things actually do now? Some of it sounds pretty surprising.
Definitely. And we've gone through all the news, the official announcements from Google, Microsoft, OpenAI, all the big releases from their conferences.
Okay, let's get into it. Google I/O first. They always have a lot to show. Gemini was front and center, right?
Some really interesting steps forward there, particularly with Gemini 2.5 Pro.
Gemini 2.5 Pro, right? They talk about this deep think mode. Sounds potentially huge for tackling complex problems.
It really could be. Deep think.
Yeah.
Well, it lets the AI spend more processing time considering different solutions, like really weighing options before answering.
Yeah.
It uses parallel processing. So think of it like having multiple lines of thought going at once to explore different angles much faster.
So it's not just grabbing the first answer it finds, it's actually like pondering.
Pondering is a good word for it, yeah.
Yeah.
And it shows they're seeing better performance on benchmarks like Live Code Bench for coding and MMMU for understanding different kinds of data, images, text, etc. And pretty impressively, it's actually beating OpenAI's O3 model in some key areas.
Wow, okay, beating O3, that's not just a small step. What does that mean, like, practically?
Well, it's not just the score itself, right?
Yeah.
It's just, it could be much better at really complex reasoning tasks.
Oh.
Things like, I don't know, scientific research, maybe advanced financial analysis.
It needs deep thought.
Exactly. Outperforming O3 suggests a real leap there. Now, they're rolling it out carefully trusted testers first via the API. Wider release after safety checks.
Makes sense. You don't want that kind of power running wild immediately. Now, they also updated Gemini 2.5 Flash. That one seems aimed at speed and efficiency.
That's the idea. Flash is optimized, faster, cheaper to run. Uses about 20 to 30% fewer tokens now.
Tokens being the sort of building blocks for the AI.
Yeah, basically, fewer tokens for the same job means it's more efficient, costs less. But importantly, they say performance is still up. Coding, reasoning, handling multimodal stuff.
Better results, less work. Sounds good. And what was that other feature? Dynamic reasoning control.
Ah, yeah, that's clever. It lets developers kind of dial up or down the amount of thinking time the model gets.
Oh, interesting.
So for something quick, like a chatbot answering simple questions, you prioritize speed.
Yeah.
But for a tougher query, you let it take more time to get a more accurate, well-thought-out answer.
So you can tune the trade-off. Speed versus accuracy. That's really useful. And when can people start using this Flash update?
It's out now in Google AI Studio and Vertex AI for developers to play with. General availability, they're saying, June 2025.
Okay, so moving on from the core models, Project Mariner. This sounds like it could seriously automate some annoying online chores.
It really could. Mariner is an autonomous web browsing agent. Basically, an AI that can surf the web and do stuff for you.
Like what kind of stuff?
Like finding the best price on something you want to buy or booking flights or concert tickets. You just tell it what you need in plain English.
So I could just say, book me 2 tickets to that concert next Friday. And it handles it.
That's the goal. And it's part of their new Google AI Ultra subscription plan. The interesting bit is how it runs.
How so?
It operates in cloud-based virtual machines. Sort of like having a dedicated computer in the cloud doing the browsing so it doesn't bog down your device.
Ah, okay, so it can work away in the background.
Right. And it can apparently handle up to 10 jobs at once. That's way better than the older versions that might have tied up your browser.
Yeah, that's a big improvement. What if developers want to build this kind of web automation into their own apps?
They can tap into Mariner through the Gemini API and Vertex AI. So yeah, lots of potential for integrating that kind of web intelligence elsewhere.
Okay, now let's shift to something we all use constantly. Google Search. They're rolling out AI mode widely in the US now, right? Powered by Gemini 2.5? Feels like a big change for search.
It really is. AI mode makes search feel more like a conversation. It uses this technique called query fan out.
Query fan out.
Yeah. Instead of just searching for your exact words, it breaks your query down into related questions, searches for all of them, and then synthesizes a comprehensive answer, like a mini research project on the fly.
And it shows its sources.
Crucially, yes. It cites where the information comes from, so you get this AI-generated summary, but you can still see the original web links.
Okay, that's better than just a black box answer. And they're adding new features too, like deep search.
Yeah, deep search sounds intense. It's designed for when you need to go really deep on a topic. It apparently generates expert-level reports by pulling info from hundreds of different queries.
Wow, like having a research assistant built in.
Pretty much. And then there's Search Live. This one feels very futuristic. It's multimodal. It can analyze what your phone's camera sees in real time.
Whoa. So I could point my camera at, say, a weird plant in my garden.
And it could potentially identify it or tell you how to care for it, or point it at a broken appliance and maybe get troubleshooting tips. Real-time visual analysis.
That's amazing. And more personalization is coming too, using Gmail data.
Yeah, they mentioned plans to personalize results using your Gmail context, making search even more relevant. And also things like auto-generating charts for sports stats or stock prices right in the results.
Making data easier to grasp. Okay, let's switch gears to the creative side. VO3 and Imagen 4, video and image generation.
Right. Pushing the envelope there too. VO3 can do 4K video up to 60 seconds long now.
60 seconds, that's getting substantial.
Yeah, and with synchronized audio, ambient sounds, and get this physics-accurate motion.
Physics accurate, so things move realistically.
Apparently so, which is pretty incredible for AI video. And you can prompt it with text or even sketches like storyboards. They also claim it's better than OpenAI's Sora at integrating the audio smoothly.
That audio integration is key for realism. What about Imagen 4 for still images?
Imagen 4 is their latest image model. Uses diffusion technology, aims for super photorealistic results, really fine details, and it's supposed to be good at getting text right within images like signs or labels.
Ah, yeah, text in images has always been tricky for AI.
Exactly. And it's fast generating these detailed images in like 3 to 5 seconds.
That's quick. Are these tools available to everyone?
For now, VO3 and Imagen 4 are exclusive to that Google AI Ultra plan. But others might see watermarked previews, apparently.
Okay, so a lot happening at Google. Let's turn to Microsoft Build now. What was their big focus?
Microsoft seemed very focused on enterprise and developers, making AI more customizable and collaborative within businesses, especially with Microsoft 365 Copilot.
Right. They announced Copilot tuning in Copilot Studio. Sounds like it's about making AI fit specific company needs better.
Precisely. Copilot tuning is a low-code tool. That's the key part. Companies can tweak the AI models using their own internal data, their specific workflows, without needing, a whole team of data science PhDs.
So making AI customization more accessible.
Exactly. Democratizing it a bit for business use.
And that ties into this multi-agent orchestration idea, doesn't it?
It does. That's kind of the next level. You can create these specialized AI agents. One might be great at CRM analysis, another drafts documents, another handles scheduling, and then have them work together on complex tasks.
Okay, give me an example. How would that work in practice?
Okay, imagine a salesperson needs to create a sales proposal. Agent 1 pulls all the client data from the CRM. Agent 2 takes that data and drafts the proposal in Word. Agent 3 reads the proposal and schedules the follow-up meeting in Outlook.
Ah, I see. Different AIs handling different steps automatically.
Right. Specialized agents collaborating. It's all about automating those cross-system workflows that usually take a lot of manual effort.
Sounds incredibly useful for businesses. Are these live now?
They're in preview for now, so select users are testing them out, providing feedback before a wider rollout.
Got it. Microsoft also made waves with Agent Mode for GitHub Copilot. This sounds like it's pushing coding AI towards real autonomy.
It really does. Agent Mode basically turns GitHub Copilot from just a code suggester into, more of an autonomous developer.
Autonomous, like it writes code on its own.
It can do things like find and fix bugs, refactor code to make it better, and even submit pull requests with its suggested changes, all pretty much independently.
Wow, and AI debugging and submitting fixes. How does that work safely?
It runs in secure, isolated containers. It uses REG retrieval augmented generation to understand the specific code base it's working on, and it uses GitHub Actions for automated testing.
Okay, so there are safety checks.
Yeah, and developers assign tasks via Git issues, and the agent logs everything it does, its reasoning, its steps, so there's transparency.
Like a junior developer reporting on their work.
Kind of, yeah. And it's flexible too. It can use different AI models underneath, like Gemini 2.5 Pro or Claude 3.7 Sonnet. Developers can even switch models for different tasks.
Interesting flexibility. Microsoft also announced Windows AI Foundry. What's that about?
Core-based AI Foundry used to be called Copilot. Runtime is about making it easier to run AI models on your device, on Windows, even macOS.
So on-device AI, not just cloud.
Exactly. It simplifies deployment, handles hardware detection, installs components, provides tools, all using ONS runtime for efficiency, making it easier to put AI smarts directly into desktop apps.
And on the cloud side, something about Grok.
Right. Azure AI Foundry, their cloud platform, will now host xAI's Grok 3 model, so enterprises can use Grok with Azure's SLAs and data governance features.
Okay, so Google and Microsoft are definitely pushing ahead. But OpenAI hasn't been sitting still. They launched Codex recently. Is that their take on these autonomous coding agents?
Seems like it, yeah. OpenAI Codex is their cloud-based coding agent, designed to do similar things, fix bugs, develop features, run tests, all within GitHub repos it's connected to.
So similar idea to GitHub Copilot Agent Mode, but OpenAI's own product.
Correct. It runs on their Codex 1 model, which is actually a fine-tuned version of the one Gemini 2.5 Pro, just beat on some tests, interestingly. Like the others, it runs in sandbox environments, provides audit logs for transparency.
Security is paramount. Can it handle big coding tasks?
They say it supports concurrent tasks working on multiple things and can handle jobs taking up to 30 minutes. And developers can customize its behavior, like coding style or testing rules, using a special file.
Customization is good. Who gets to use Codex now?
Initially, it's for ChatGPT Pro and enterprise users. They plan to roll it out to Plus and UDI users later on.
Okay, so a clear trend towards AI helping developers more actively. And it looks like both Google and Microsoft are also focused on making these powerful models easier to use and integrate everywhere.
Absolutely. That was another big theme. Google, for instance, has their model optimizer in Vertex AI.
Right. What does that do?
It helps shrink the models using techniques like quantization and distillation, making them less computationally expensive to run, hopefully without losing much accuracy.
Making them cheaper and faster.
Exactly. And they also introduced context caching. This helps cut costs when dealing with really long inputs, like legal documents, by reusing parts of the analysis it's already done.
Smart. Saves reprocessing the same stuff over and over. What about Microsoft's integration efforts?
They're weaving AI into their developer tools. Copilot Studio got a Python code interpreter for data analysis tasks. There's a new Visual Studio extension to embed AI agents right into the main coding environment.
Putting the AI right where developers work.
Yeah, streamlining things. They also showed an agent feed dashboard to monitor all active agents in one place. And some agents are getting basic computer use skills like filling out web forms, simple RPA type stuff.
Okay, wow. So looking across everything, Google, Microsoft, OpenAI, just in the last week. What's the big picture here? What are the main takeaways?
Well, the really big theme, I think, is AI evolving. It's moving past just being an assistant. It's becoming more autonomous, capable of reasoning, acting independently, even collaborating across different apps and systems.
From assistant to agent.
Exactly. Google's Gemini advancements, Microsoft's whole Copilot ecosystem push their redefining productivity, especially in business. And then you have OpenAI and GitHub taking coding automation to a new level.
Right.
The focus isn't just on making the AI models bigger or smarter in isolation. It's about integrating that intelligence, making it work seamlessly within existing tools and workflows. Low-code customization, embedded agents, AI in search. It's about applied AI.
That makes sense. It's about making it useful in context.
That's what feels really significant about this latest wave.
It's a lot to take in, for sure, but also really exciting. It feels like we're genuinely seeing the start of a major shift in how we use technology day to day.
I agree. And as these tools get better and blend more into our work and lives, we do need to think about the broader implications.
Like what?
Well, things like energy consumption for these massive models, ethical deployment, how people adapt, but also just how will our interactions change when the AI isn't just waiting for a command, but might be proactively doing things.
Yeah, good point.
But connecting back to you, listening. Hopefully this deep dive gives you a good handle on the key shifts, what's actually possible now, without needing a computer science degree. There's surprising capabilities here for everyone.
Definitely. And maybe that leads to the final thought we should leave people with.
Yeah, maybe this. As these AI agents become more autonomous, more proactive, how will that change your personal relationship with technology? Not just at work, but everywhere. What new things become possible? And what new challenges might pop up?
That's a big question to chew on. What happens when our tech starts thinking and acting more for itself?
Something to consider.
Well, we hope this exploration has sparked some ideas for you. Feel free to dig deeper into whatever caught your interest. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.